I'm going to ask both of you, and Helen, you could answer it first. Where do you think Chelsea, so young, gets this confidence and this courage to be calm?
I think confidence, you said?
Confidence
and courage?
And the courage to be calm under adverse conditions.
I would say, I mean, I obviously can't speak for her, but I would think that it's because she has to. I think that she has taken on the responsibility as an artist and as an activist, because that is something that she always says. She's like, I'm a filmmaker and I'm an activist, you know? And I think, you know, just being a Black woman from Jersey, like, she's not a privileged girl. Yes, she's smart and she went to NYU, and that makes you have privilege. But she does come from a background where she has had to struggle and has had to work hard. So she understands that, and she understands that, you know, what she has to say is very important, and that, you know, she is representing so many other Black girls, and that's important because she has to act as an inspiration.
This film, Ori Inu, what are you happy about in the message? What particular aspect of this message you're most happy with?
I'm really happy that we're making it cool to, you know, and to delve deep into one's culture.
Right.
And to, like, you know, as far as even everywhere from, you know, the costume to the actual script to what's going on in the story, we're making this, like, you know, back to Africa movement cool, which is important for young Black people.
And you, Tre'von, what would you?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure.
No.
That's good. That's honest. I like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
What is, if you had to tell your boys about the appeal of Ori Inu, what would you say? Why should they go see this film?
They should go see this film, if we talk about my boys, because they spent so many times and so much time complaining to me about Hollywood and white hegemony film and how we're not represented on film and how our history hasn't been told and this and white Jesus and all that. So the reason they should see it is because this is one of the answers to their complaints. And if they don't see it, you know, it's just like, well, I mean, there's one right there. You can't complain until you go see that. So.
When did you realize you could act?
I realized I could act. I really realized it when I did A Raisin in the Sun. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I knew it from that, but more or less, I did the summer high school program at NYU before I went to NYU, and the experience I had there was so amazing, and people kept telling me, "Oh, you're talented," et cetera, et cetera. So I was like, "Okay, guess I can act."
And you, Helen.
It's funny you say that because I studied in the Meisner studio at NYU, and after my 2 years, my acting teacher would say, like, Helen, just trust yourself. Because, you know, I'm a bit, I'm very meticulous and I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and it's natural for me to always just go back and beat myself up about something. I'm like, wait, no, was that movement truthful? Like, how did, So, you know, after just like coming to terms with, you know, trusting my instrument and trusting my ability to actually listen and respond truthfully, which is like the most basic thing you can learn from like acting school.
Yeah.
I would never say that like I figured this out. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say like I am the best actor. I know I got this. No, because I'm still learning and there's still so much for me to figure out. And because the more I grow, the more I learn about myself, which will then aid to my process as an actor. And I can always learn how to open up more. I can always learn how to really process and not place judgment on anything or any moment or any script or any story or any character. And in the same way that I told you that like my artistic mission statement is to widen perspectives, it's also for me too. Not for other people. Like I just want to give and be a generous artist, but I also want to learn and from every experience, good and bad, and grow from there. So I'm still figuring it out. You know, acting is one of those things where you're never going to be a master until you're dead, I guess.
You go ahead, Tre'von.
Yeah, I want to hop off that. Honestly, I think truly acting is being, and it's literally just being in the moment, fully in the reality of that character. And honestly, I mean, the only people that truly know how to be and just be are like ascended masters and like spiritual gurus and stuff like that. So for me, acting on that level is equivalent to that. So I mean, it's a journey.
Encouraging Black people to find beauty within themselves and their roots, right? Something you believe in. When you hear those words, what comes to mind?
Well, basically, the reason why I said that was because I want dark girls to see themselves, a reflection of themselves on television. And I want them to know that they don't have to, you know, adhere to European standards of what beauty is.
Yes.
And I want them to know that, you know, your dark skin, your melanin is so rich and so beautiful, and you better own it. Own the kinks in your curls. Own it all.
Own the kinks in your curls.
You know?
I like that. And Tre'von, you're an artist. You know, you create all sorts of things, jewelry included. What does it say to you? What encouraging Black people to believe in their beauty and their roots, to find beauty in themselves and their roots?
I think